What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with another Danmachi video. Now, we are going to continue our series here on the Six Ring Siege. Now, the second boss was an interesting one, to say the least. I was a little shocked about how this went down, but the team I built was also at a major disadvantage in comparison to other teams. So, let's take a look. So, first things first, we are going to lead this with this Winnie. She's only +2. And she, for the most part, will actually do pretty well here. Main reason we're running her is not only does she have a really good buff skill with strength 120% in her SA, she buffs herself pretty well. She does a defensive buff, and she will also do HP regen. So she's going to be very, very, very important to our health. Now, per usual, we are running Haruhime in slot. Well, we're running Haruhime in general, but we're only going to do her skill 1, and then we're going to kind of let her go out. Now, the skill 1's going to give everyone an SA gauge charge buff. Not that we need that per se, but it also does a big defensive buff too. So she's going to be really important to this. Next up, we have Philvis. Philvis is probably one of, strangely enough, the beefiest characters on this team. Now, she's going to come out with a really big hit, a really good debuff. She's got a really strong buff herself. As you can see here, self magic, guard rate, counter rate, and magic resistance 70%. She is ridiculous. Of all the units here, strangely enough, even at +3, she has the highest. I think even higher. No. I take that back. Because she is now +4, Riveria has higher HP, but Philvis, for whatever reason, is just a lot tankier. Now, we are also running this 4th anniversary Mikoto. This unit is really solid, has been essentially since she dropped, but if you notice something about these units, and this is kind of like an example of how power creep just kind of works, that HP number is really low. She's fully max limit broken, fully ascended, she's got a good magic stat, a decent agility, good dex, endurance is good, but in the Mana era a little lacking, but that HP stat is extremely low. And to give you an idea what I mean by that, of course we are going to bring Elise in, and Elise is going to give basically everybody on the team is going to get a big essentially everybody on the team is going to get a big defensive buff, and then one basically KO save. Then in comes Riveria. Now Riveria has 4906 HP, fully ascended, and only +4, whereas Mikoto's 1,000 less, and she's fully ascended and fully max limit broken. So that should give you just a brief idea of how much the power really has crept on these units. Now, assist-wise, I kind of generally go for fully max limit broken assists, but I made an exception here. So number 1, we're using the new Loki. She's really good. She's going to give 1 null physical and 1 null magic attack. She's going to get a SA gauge charge 33%, plus counter and guard rate up 25%. Very good unit, very solid unit in that regard. And we are actually using this level 60 Seer. Funny enough, I think she's actually going to work really well. She'll strength and magic down 17%. The next closest unit does 20%, but I think she's going to be fine, actually. I think she's going to be really, really good here. 30% HP heal, remove strength and magic buffs. Everything says use this level 60 Seer, which you guys know normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I would put only max limit broken assists, but she does so much stuff. She is so good that she'll be fine. And since Haruhime's using the revolving anklet, it doesn't really matter what she does as far as long-term effects of that unit go. We don't even really care. We're not even going for the S clear. So if Haruhime squishes, we're not terribly worried about that. You'll also notice that down here in slot 5, we're doing something similar. But let's talk about the Hermes unit that is attached to Philvis. He's going to do magic resist down 25%. Another counter and guard rate buff, but I think we already have that pretty well handled. We also have Felice here. Felice is going to do a single target debuff on the opponent. Very good skill that. Now we get to slot 5. And this is my Ina, and Ina is not max limit broken. I don't have a bond. Well, actually, I take it back. I think I do have a bond that I could MLB her with, but I really kind of feel like for her age, It's not really necessary at the moment. I use her so rarely. I think this is going to be an all right situation. Now, she has water resistant penetration rate down 17%, allies thunder attack damage. We don't have any thunder teams, so it's really, she's all about the water resistance down. And yes, I do have other units that are maximum broken that can do 20%, but I want to show you basically how you can build a team with units that are not maximum broken. Finally, attached to Reveria, we have Hestia. Hestia's got good HP. She does strength and magic plus 15%, water attack damage plus 20%. All around, just a very, very, very solid unit. So we are buffing, we are debuffing, we are doing everything we can to ensure survival here. Now, that's the number one thing. Turn 5 is going to be the critical point in this run, where if there's any failures, that's where they will happen. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. And you already seen I've gotten a B clear on this. I did actually lose Mikoto in that run, so I'm hoping this time we don't do that. So, and I want to emphasize that B clear was still a turn 12 finish without Mikoto. So it should tell you what this team's capable of. So we're going to open up with Winnie. Winnie's going to do her skill 2. Why her skill 2 over skill 1? Well, HP regen, single target debuff, all that good stuff. Then we're going to go ahead and open up with Haruhime's skill 1, like I said. Philvis skill 1 for her buff skill. And then skill 3 on Mikoto, because we want this extra action for her. So that is basically going to be our skill flow here. So it's 2, 1, 1, 3. For those of you following along at home. All right, turn 2, we're going to go ahead and do skill 1 with Winnie. Skill 1 with Artie. Artie, once again, remember, she's going to do a KO save and a physical and magic resistance buff with another HP regen buff. Then we're going to go ahead and do skill 2 with Philvis just to get her buff stack out there. Now, on this turn with Mikoto, we're going to do her skill 2. Reason for that, it basically, she's going to do a water and magic resistance debuff on the opponent, so everyone else will essentially be able to get some extra damage out. Her skill 1 would be nice, but her skill 1 is just kind of about buffing her, not about buffing the team, and this really is going to allow us to do a bit more with the team. All right? So far, so good. We really haven't had any major foibles. You know, everything's pretty straightforward. Now, turn 3, I'm going to go ahead and do skill 2 once again with Winnie. Now remember that it's got a defensive buff, it's got HP regen. This is really important because Reveria is going to need all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do skill 2 once again to buff up Reveria and everybody else on the team, basically refresh other stuff. Reveria is going to do her skill 2 because her skill 2 is going to include a bunch of debuffs as well. So basically, and debuff replication. She does a +3 debuff replication. So that's basically to keep all of our debuffs in play. Skill 3, basically just big single target with Philvis. There's a big question mark in my mind as to whether I should be doing that or skill 1. The 200% really only counts if she... it really only counts if Charm is in play, which it is not here. This is a fast high water, but it is foes plural. So in essence... this should be a higher hit because it is single target. But that's about the only reason we're using it. It's not a great hit, but she is beefy. She will last, and we really need her debuff later on. So we're going to go ahead and just do skill 3 with her. Mikoto's going to do her skill 1 like we mentioned before, and that's kind of our build. Now, when it comes to turn 4, we're going to have to start looking at who's getting extra actions, who is... needing to build themselves up, who needs healing, so on and so forth. Turn 4 and turn 5 are the most pivotal turns in this entire event. So, when it comes to Winnie, she can finally do her skill 3. That's her big single target attack. Reveria's going to do her skill 1 to continue buffing herself. Philvis needs to rebuff her extra action. So, Showdown stage is going to have to be rebuffed. And then Mikoto's going to go back to her skill 3. Now, her skill 3 is really good because it's her biggest attack. Her extra action is on that attack. She removes strength and magic buffs with her extra action. So she's just really, really, really good to have doing all these skills. Now, you will notice that our opponent does have their magic buff. We want to get rid of that ASAP. Mikoto's pretty quick. I think she'll beat Old Girl out of the gate. I think so. Yeah, there we go. Come on. There's that magic buff. That magic buff is gone. Notice most everybody else is attacking before Mikoto too. A lot of these units have higher agility even though they are lower level. So it's really crazy. Notice the amount of damage we've taken here. That's what I really want you to pay attention to. Mikoto took a ton of damage in this situation. So let's see. She has... Do we not have HP regen? Did our HP regen run out, or did our opponent remove it? Our opponent may have removed it. That's weird. There's no one else because we just put it on. No one else has HP regen. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do... this says do her skill 1. I'm going to do her skill 2 to get that HP regen out. Probably should have done that on the last turn now that I'm really looking at this. Riveri's going to go ahead and do her skill 3. That's going to go ahead and do some buffing and some debuffing. We're going to go ahead and do this skill 3 as well. Let's see. Actually, water resist. Yeah. So we'll do her skill 3 as well. And then, yep. She's going to do skill 3 as well. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to build up to a big quad SA. So, let's do that. So honestly, in hindsight, I do think Winnie probably would have been better to do her skill 2 on turn 4. Ooh, Mikoto, you need to heal, girl. Oh, Mikoto. And there's a big, yeah. So there's a big SA incoming, and that's actually what I'm most afraid of. If she had gotten that, if she had probably gotten that HP regen last turn, she might not have croaked. And that is unfortunate. So we did lose Mikoto once again. So now we're just going to build up to a triple SA. This is still doable. I just haven't found a way to get Mikoto to survive this. So if you have a better... I keep her in there for the damage, but she never gets the chance to produce enough damage. So if you have a unit that's got a lot of HP, a more recent unit, I would heavily recommend that. It's just Mikoto's age and her skills that kind of keep her out of the fray. I keep trying to find ways to get her to survive. I honestly think had I done... Winnie's skill 2 on turn 4, she probably would have maybe, but that is a huge maybe. That is a massive maybe. So I'm going to just continue on without here. We're going to go ahead and do the skill 1 here to get the extra action with Winnie. Everybody else is just going to kind of do their big single target attack. Okay. Pretty straightforward stuff. It is unfortunate to lose Mikoto. I really wish we still had her. Her SA hits like a truck. Absolute truck. But, you know, it is what it is now. All right, so Winnie's once again going to do her skill 2. We're basically just going to try to heal everybody up to the point at which they can go back to what they were doing here. There's a 10% HP heal on skill 3 here for skill 3. So, Showdown stage is going to have to be rebuffed here. You can see it's down to 1 turn. Riveria does get an HP heal out here for her 3rd skill, and so we're going to be using that. I think I said it's her single target, but actually it's her... the thing I forgot is Mikoto's biggest attack is her skill 1, but it's actually superseded even by her extra action. So we'll need to make sure that we get that rebuffed again. So Spiral Flux... does need to be rebuffed next turn, but we need to get some healing out. So we're going to go ahead and use the use her skill 3 to get some healing out. We're going to go ahead and kind of like we did on turn 5 with Winnie, is we're going to sacrifice the extra action for 1 turn to get our healing back in play. All right. So there we go. Now everybody's full health again, and we've got a triple SA. So let's just triple SA. Okay. Winnie's going to do 1.7. She's not a phenomenal hitter, but she's going to buff everybody else. Boom. And the sad reality is actually I don't even need to SA with Winnie anymore because everybody else is magic on this team except for Mikoto. So really, Winnie just kind of only buffed herself. So really, I could forego her SA even now that I'm thinking about it. But that is what it is. Everybody's now buffed and is buffed, and our opponent's debuffed to the moon. So we just need to keep all those debuffs in play, keep all of our buffs in play, and that's going to be our primary action here. So, debuffs look like they're good for a while. We've got 3 turns left on those. So, I'm going to go ahead and rebuff the extra action for Winnie. Winnie does not get an extra action here. Well, actually, no, it's a Snow Shoveling Grit. She does. And then we don't need that for 2 turns, so we can go ahead and do her... I'll do her skill 3 to get some extra damage out. She should still have HP regen. Water damage, guard rate, critical rate. Apparently not. Okay, no, she just still does have HP regen there, so we'll do that. We don't necessarily need to do skill 1 with her, so we can just... But that is her big hit, so we'll continue doing that. And that, yeah. Let's continue. Everything from this point on is just trying to wipe this opponent out. And like I said, my B run was very similar to this. Mikoto did faint, which really stinks. Like, I really would love to use her. Her hits are so strong. But getting her to survive has been exceptionally difficult. We're debuffing on the adventurer's side. We're debuffing on the assist side. You know, we are buffing damage. We're doing everything we can. And it just doesn't seem to be. And it's so frustrating. It really is so frustrating. All right, guys. There we go. Probably turn 12 again. I'm going to gather. So I'm going to do big single targets one more time. And then turn 12 will most likely be the last turn. And I want to emphasize, the funny part is, I feel like if Mikoto had survived, we'd still be, even with these units, well within the realm of perhaps getting an S clear. So that's how close we really are at this juncture. I'm going to go ahead and do the SA here, though I don't need to. But, you know, 6.9 mil crit, or no, 6.9 mil damage really brought it home. So I don't know who I'm going to replace. Philvis is the last one standing. Oh, that was unfortunate. Why did that... Philvis's SA should have wiped her out. I don't know why her SA didn't wipe her out. That's so weird. That is truly fascinating. Well, she's gone now. Philvis, don't you falter. Thank you. It's so weird. So, in essence, all these are always to get the clear out. I did get a bit haphazard at the end with the healing and all that stuff. We probably could have used more healing with both Reveria and Winnie to make that survive. I was just so focused on getting damage out to get this beaten. But, you know, it is what it is. If I can get Mikoto to survive or find someone else that would work in her place, I would be able to do this. And I do feel like a turn 9 with this team, funny enough. With this team, so long as Mikoto would survive. Now, what I wanted to talk about was equips. Everybody has a flame coat. I went through earlier, and I gave everybody... Made sure I maxed out their weapon, and I gave them a flame coat with fire resistance 20%, fully leveled up, fully maxed out. The only thing they don't have is the extra endurance, but I don't think it's going to be a huge enough factor here. So that's not an issue. And the other thing I didn't mention was Memoria, and I forgot to mention this. I'm actually using the new Memoria, all party 10% HP regen per turn, and I'm using the fire resistance plus 8% turns 1 through 3 to kind of get us through those early turns. So this isn't a soft team by any stretch of the imagination. Really, Mikoto's our Achilles heel. But, you know, if you've got someone else that's +2, +3, this shows you just the sheer power of the most recent units. So if you really got a better build out there, you know someone else that would work better in that situation, let me know. But for now, this is just an example of how you can win. I mean, you know, we won by the skin of our teeth, but you've also got to be able to see there, like, once you have an opponent, once you have someone on your team falter, the whole team just gets shaky. It's, you know, like, it's that whole, like, a chain is only as good as its weakest link, and Mikoto definitely is the weakest link, which is funny to be the maximum broken unit. So we're going to come back. We're going to revisit this. I'm going to try not to level anybody else up until we get this win. But just thought this was a really funny and interesting run. So like, comment, share. Definitely put your comments down below if you have recommendations. And we'll revisit this again real soon.